guys, welcome back to West Texas Bushcraft. Upon posting the Zombie Slayer on Bushcraft USA forums, one of the guys on there suggested a Baldric. Not a bad idea. I mean, trying this on and everything, it fits on the belt just the way it should, but it is a bit heavy with all this junk on here. And then it got me to thinking about the SK Mountain knife and the Bear Grylls knife and other knives of that size and how they hang on your belt. When you sit down, they stick way down past your butt, and they don't really work well with a hammock. Because once I hang up my hammock, I want to sit in it and test it out, make sure the trees don't flex and it doesn't go down too far. So it's a pain to try to sit down in that hammock with that, or even just sitting on a makeshift bench or a chair or something in the evenings. So I really got to thinking about the Baldric idea from this one guy, so I did a little bit of research on some different Baldrics. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a Baldric that's going to be kind of an all-purpose Baldric that will accommodate this plus any other knife that I have. I like the idea of neck knives where I can hang it here and I have it at the ready and it doesn't get in the way. If it does get in the way, I can just take it off real quick and set it aside. So with a belt knife, you kind of have a hard time with that, and those are typically larger, so when you got them hanging on your side, they're a little bit more cumbersome to deal with. So today I'm going to take some of the leather that I got here and I'm going to make a Baldric, and let's see if it's successful or not. I'm not going to film the making of it because I'm not particularly sure of the design I'm going to make yet, but I'm going to come up with something and then I'm going to show you what I have come up with after I come up with it. So you guys stay tuned.
Turbo Review.
My gosh, the sun is full of UV and it's hot and bright and it's just looking to fry your skin. You need to
get the Real Deal Brazil hat, as seen in Zombieland, worn by Woody Harrelson himself.
Not only will the hat make you look dead sexy, but also
it keeps the sun off my ears and the melanoma away. This is the ultimate in recycling. It is made of Brazilian trucking tarps. This thing's traveled everywhere. If this thing were Johnny Cash, it'd say, "I've been everywhere, man." It's been put through the ultimate test. The thing's just flat been run through the ringer. So don't take care of this hat, because it'll take care of you. Get yours at realdealbrazil.com.
Okay, so I made my Baldric. As you can see here, we put a nice heavy-duty shoulder strap on it, so that way when it sits on your shoulder, it'll distribute weight without cutting into your shoulder. And on the front, and all this was spare stuff I had left over from making the Los Bastardo pack that you saw on the website. So what we have here are clips on the end that have a locking mechanism, so that way it doesn't come apart. They're a little heavy, but I would rather these not accidentally let go and I drop all my stuff while I'm out in the bush. I put a small Ranger band on here for adjustment, so that way I can slip a fire steel in here and also keep this from flopping around. And this buckle is not your traditional kind of buckle. I mean, I'm no leather expert or anything like that, but I believe these are used for saddles, but basically what they have here is a pin in the back and you just push it through. So I had permanently affixed this to it, so that makes a nice little adjustment there, and it's nice and secure, and that doesn't really stab me in the chest. So let's show you how to put this on. So what you do with this is it's basically just your typical shoulder strap like you'd get for a purse or a merce or whatever. So you take that and you sling it over your shoulder. And I'll show you with the Zombie Slayer here. I took this bar from an old hiking stick that had broken, and I drilled it out put these rings on here, and they turn out to be too big for my hooks here. Like I said, this is all leftover parts. So I put these mini carabiners in here instead. So what you do is you clip that on like so. And then you can lock them down. And now it carries right about belt level or a little bit lower, and then you can change that with the adjustment right here. So now this sits nice and level. You can even take in the back here, hook a carabiner to here, and then clip it on your belt loop if you don't want it to really move around. It's just good support that way. So that would be good for something really heavy like this. So let me show you what else we got for the next one. Okay, so since this is all purpose, I also made this little strap here, just a little simple strap with a couple of bronze rings on either end, permanently affixed. And what I can do with this is, like I was telling you, since I really don't care to have these on my belt, this was just a perfect idea. So what you can do here is take this, you loop it through the belt loop on the back of your knife, and then take this piece and run it through, and then clip it onto the Baldric. So now your belt knife hangs from your shoulder, and this setup here makes it really nice because now I can take other things like a multi-tool or a secondary knife like the Mora and clip that right on this loop right down here. So let me show you what we can do with the multi-tool and hook it right there. Alright, so with this here Baldric, I'm going to show you what you can do with this strap. And as you can see here, this strap just consists of a couple of bronze rings permanently affixed with some rivets on a nice little leather strap. What I'm going to do is incorporate this multi-tool with a custom sheath that I'd made. This is the Gerber suspension in here, with the fire steel on one end, flashlight on the other, and then my belt knife, which is the custom made railroad spike that I showed you, which is good for batoning, and I mean that thing will take abuse. So I like to carry this, and I like to carry this, but I don't like them on both sides. So what I'm going to do, now that I have this, I am going to loop this through the belt loop on the suspension sheath, like so, and then I'm going to go around, lay the knife on that sheath, pull this through the belt loop on the back of the knife, and the free end on the other end, and push it through the loop on that knife as well. So now we'll clip that to the Baldric. Now I have my full bush tools right there at my side as if it were on my belt. I have my fire steel at the ready, I have my flashlight at the ready, I have my multi-tool at the ready, plus I also have my knife at the ready. And depending on what I'm doing, and that's the beauty of this thing, is this thing can change depending on whatever it is I'm out there doing. So if I don't need the multi-tool for the trip I'm out on and I need a large knife and a small knife, I can take one of the Moras and put it on this loop that wraps around here as well. So that way it's completely customizable. Let me show you one other thing that we can do with this. So the last thing I can do with this Baldric here is take a larger ring. This is just an old steel chrome plated ring. I can clip it with this and then have a nice little ring. Now I can adjust this accordingly and take my hatchet or axe or even a tomahawk and also have a carrier for that. And the beauty about this is with these rings here and with all the other attachments with the rings, you can even take your carabiners and clip other things on here too. So you can have full-on toolkit. You can just carry all your survival kits or whatever you want to carry with you on this thing itself, and then just have just your camp stuff and clothes in your backpack. So that makes for a nice little quick draw, easy to deal with, still nice and light. Got my axe now.
Easy to put back in there. Just grab the loop, pull it out, drop it in. Good to go. So, since it is so hot outside and I'm not out there doing all these different things and showing you a bunch of different skills, it's just simply time to come in here and make some stuff. So, I got other things to make. I'll make some more videos on those for you. If you have any responses to any of these videos, please post them in the comments. I'd like to see what you guys come up with as well, because sometimes I get lazy and I don't want to just go search for everything in the world. And when somebody just springs an idea upon you, it gets you better ideas as well. So, until then, you guys go out there, get dirty, have fun, and be safe.